There was so much that I, at times, was like this close to saying. There's a time and a place, and there's also a time and a place to let other people express what they need to express.
Hailey Bieber is finally spilling the tea on Justin Bieber's relationship with Diddy. And what she revealed? No one saw it coming. It's more than just drama. It's a dark twist that could expose the industry's biggest secrets. And the most shocking part? There are more witnesses in court corroborating her story. Picture this. Sean Diddy Combs, the man who practically built hip-hop royalty from the ground up, sitting in a Manhattan courtroom looking absolutely pressed, while prosecutors absolutely demolish his entire empire piece by piece. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. They're not just talking about any regular criminal enterprise. We're talking about allegations of a systematic operation that ran from 2004 to 2024, involving what they're calling freak-offs, which prosecutors describe as drug-fueled sexual encounters that were allegedly used to control and manipulate victims. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds like something straight out of a Netflix true crime documentary, and honestly, you're not wrong. But here's the plot twist that has literally everyone from Stan Twitter to Instagram gossip pages absolutely losing their minds. Justin Bieber, yes, the Justin Bieber, might have been caught up in this whole mess when he was just a teenager trying to make it in the industry. Let's rewind to 2008, when the internet was still figuring out what YouTube could really do. This was when young Justin got discovered by Scooter Braun after going viral on YouTube, and subsequently got mentored by Usher, who, plot twist, had also been mentored by Diddy back in the day. At first glance, this looked like the ultimate influencer success story. Kid posts covers on YouTube, gets noticed by industry legends, becomes a global superstar. The American dream, 2.0 comma, am I right? But here's where the wholesome success story takes a dark turn that would make even the most seasoned true crime YouTubers absolutely spiral. There's this video from 2009 that's been circulating on every single platform you can think of. And let me tell you, once you see it, you can't unsee it. We're looking at 15-year-old Bieber spending 48 hours with Diddy, with the experience being hyped up as some kind of 15-year-old's dream. And Diddy literally saying they're going to go full crazy.
You ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose.
Listen, I've seen my fair share of sus content on the internet, but this hits different when you realize what prosecutors are now alleging about Diddy's methods. The whole vibe of secrecy, the can't disclose energy, it's giving major red flags that even the most naive stan would pick up on. And don't even get me started on this other clip that's been going absolutely viral on TikTok. Diddy's out here making these grandiose promises to teenage Justin like he's some kind of sugar daddy from a Wattpad story gone wrong.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come in LA. Yeah, it's gonna be yours. So every time you come in LA, it's a little dusty.
The way he's casually promising a Ferrari to a literal child? That's not mentorship, bestie. That's manipulation 101. Any influencer who's dealt with predatory brand deals can spot those grooming tactics from a mile away. Their professional relationship did continue over the years, with Bieber even featuring on Diddy's 2023 album, The Love Album, Off the Grid, on the track Moments. On the surface, this looked like a full circle moment, the protege now successful enough to collaborate with his former mentor. But behind the scenes, sources were spilling tea that painted a completely different picture. Word on the street was that Bieber's management team had actually been trying to keep Diddy away from Justin once they realized what was really going down. When you're putting up barriers between your client and their supposed mentor, that's not normal industry politics. That's protection mode activated. And when Diddy and Bieber did cross paths after this distance was created, the secondhand embarrassment was absolutely through the roof.
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Justin's response? Absolutely uncomfortable and clearly trying to set boundaries.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
The energy in this exchange is giving Toxic X vibes, but make it industry edition. The possessiveness, the guilt tripping, the you've changed manipulation, it's literally a masterclass in how not to handle professional relationships. Then September 2024 happened, and Diddy got arrested on charges including sex trafficking and racketeering. Suddenly, every single interaction between him and Bieber was getting the full CSI treatment from internet detectives. Stan Twitter became full-blown investigative journalists. journalists. And let me tell you, they were not playing around. One video that absolutely sent everyone into a spiral was this 2024 footage that shows Diddy literally checking Justin for a wire like they're in some kind of mob movie. The man is literally patting down Justin like he's going through airport security, which is giving major paranoid energy. The fact that Diddy was paranoid about Justin wearing a wire tells you everything you need to know about what was going down behind closed doors. That's not the behavior of someone with a clear conscience. That's the behavior of someone who knows they're doing things that could land them in prison. The way Diddy just casually pats him down like he owns him, and Justin just stands there and takes it. That's not a friendship. That's a power dynamic where one person has complete control over the other. The impact on Justin became crystal clear when insiders started spilling the real tea. Sources told In Touch Weekly that Bieber described his experience with Diddy as an absolute nightmare, saying, "The last thing Justin wants to do is relive or even discuss his complicated friendship with Diddy," and that he was finally breaking his silence to his friends about his nightmare experience and the private hell it's caused him. A nightmare experience and private hell? That's not the language you use to describe a simple falling out or creative differences. That's trauma talk. And anyone who's been chronically online long enough to understand mental health discourse knows exactly what that means. Fast forward to May 15th, 2025, and Justin posts what might be the most cryptic content drop of all time. He shares this surveillance-style video of himself eating pizza with a red filter, and it gets over 10 million views. The timing? Absolutely not a coincidence. It dropped the exact same day that Cassie Ventura was giving her testimony in Diddy's trial. The internet immediately went into conspiracy mode, with people connecting the pizza to various theories and the surveillance aesthetic being interpreted as a reference to allegations that Diddy recorded compromising situations for blackmail purposes. The symbolism was so obvious that even casual observers were picking up on it. The connection to the infamous Pizzagate scandal was starting to make sense. Remember, the Pizzagate scandal revolved around powerful people taking advantage of children in secret basement parties, and where small boys were referred to using the codename Pizza. What started as whispers in the depths of conspiracy theory, TikTok was now becoming mainstream conversation. The idea that this mentorship was actually something much darker was gaining serious traction, and people were starting to connect dots that painted an absolutely horrifying picture. But here's the thing that really gets me. This wasn't happening in a vacuum. As more evidence came out during the trial, it became clear that what happened to Bieber might not have been an isolated incident. There was allegedly a whole system, a pattern, a method to all of this madness. We're talking about receipts so damning that even the most skeptical internet trolls had to sit down and take notes. The prosecution wasn't just throwing around accusations, they were serving a full 5-course meal of evidence that had the entire courtroom shook. So the trial is really getting into the thick of it now, and prosecutors are laying out this absolutely wild pattern that makes every true crime documentary look like child's play. They're arguing that Diddy didn't just randomly bump into young artists at industry events. Allegedly, this man had an entire system for identifying, manipulating, and exploiting vulnerable teens who were just trying to make it in the music business. And here's where it gets absolutely unhinged. Enter Jaguar Wright, an R&B singer who's basically been the Cassandra of the music industry. For years, she's been dropping truth bombs about Diddy that everyone dismissed as conspiracy theories. Now, she's looking like the most credible person in the room, and her receipts are hitting different.
What do you think about Justin Bieber and Diddy?
I think Usher found Justin and brought him to Diddy. That's what the I think.
This statement, which probably got her labeled as unhinged on Twitter back in the day, was now being taken seriously by federal prosecutors building a RICO case. Imagine being vindicated this hard. The internet could never. But wait, it gets worse. The prosecution starts dropping bombs about Usher's own history with Diddy that had everyone in the courtroom absolutely speechless. Court documents revealed that Usher literally lived with Diddy for a year when he was just 14 years old, in something called Puffy Flavor Camp. A 14-year-old living with a grown man for a year in 2024? The internet would have been called this out. But back then, this was just industry mentorship. The way times have changed, bestie. What Usher described witnessing during his time with Diddy was absolutely chilling. The way he said curious things with that uncomfortable energy, that's not just awkward interview vibes. That's someone who witnessed something that probably scarred him for life. Any content creator who's ever had to dance around sensitive topics knows that tone. But the absolute worst part? There's this clip where Diddy, apparently under the influence, let slip some details that should have never seen the light of day. The way Usher's whole body language changes during this, you don't need to be a behavioral analysis YouTuber to see the trauma response happening in real time. The uncomfortable shifting, the forced smile, it's giving major please change the subject energy. Then Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, drops this absolutely devastating piece of testimony. A situation that required hospitalization? The implications were hanging in the air like a toxic cloud, and everyone in that courtroom knew exactly exactly what he was implying without saying it outright. But Jaguar right? She wasn't about to dance around the topic. And here's where it gets even more devastating for anyone who's been following Justin's story. According to Wright's testimony, what happened to Usher wasn't a one-off incident. It was allegedly part of a cycle. The prosecution used this to establish what's basically the most horrifying MLM scheme ever conceived. Except instead of selling essential oils, they were allegedly trafficking trauma. The pattern was find vulnerable young talent, subject them to abuse, then use them to identify and deliver the next generation of victims. The evidence showed how deliberately this allegedly operated. Usher played a major role in Bieber's discovery, reaching out to Scooter Braun after seeing his YouTube videos, bringing him to Atlanta, and helping secure his record deal. What looked like organic mentorship was allegedly a well-orchestrated delivery system. This theory got even more credible when prosecutors showed how quickly Bieber was introduced to Diddy. The casual way Diddy claimed some form of legal control over these minors was presented as evidence of his systematic approach to gaining access to vulnerable kids. And we can't forget about the long-term damage, because this trauma didn't just disappear when Justin got older. This aligns with Bieber's past hints at industry trauma, such as in his 2020 song Lonely, where he sings, "Everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a shit," suggesting broader challenges. Everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a shit. Y'all. He was literally crying for help in his music, and we were all just vibing to the beat, not realizing our boy was drowning. The way he put his trauma in a song and we all just didn't connect the dots? We failed him. And speaking of crying for help, let's talk about Justin's struggle with addiction. Justin Bieber's drug use began at age 13, starting with marijuana, and escalated as fame brought pressures. By his late teens, he used a range of substances, including alcohol, lean, pills like Xanax, MDMA, and psychedelic mushrooms, often as an escape from public scrutiny. 13 years old. Let that sink in. While other kids were worried about pop quizzes, Justin was self-medicating to cope with trauma that no child should ever experience. Around 2013 to 2015, his addiction was severe, with security checking his pulse at night due to the intensity. His security had to check his pulse because they were afraid he might not wake up. That's not partying. That's a suicide attempt in slow motion. And where was Diddy during all this? Probably out there finding his next victim. The fact that instead of traditional rehab, he underwent an informal detox by living with Pastor Carl Lentz. Receiving support in a private setting tells you how deep this trauma went. Traditional therapy wasn't enough. He needed spiritual healing because his soul had been damaged. But here's what makes me absolutely livid. While Justin was going through all of this, suffering in silence, battling addiction, and trying to heal from years of abuse, people were calling him spoiled, bratty, and out of control. We were judging a victim for how he was coping with trauma. The way society failed Justin Bieber is honestly criminal. We watched a child get passed around Hollywood like a party favor, saw him self-destruct, watched him cry for help through his music, and instead of protecting him, we made memes about it. But if you thought Justin's story was intense, you're absolutely not prepared for the next court testimony that was so explosive that even seasoned court reporters were probably questioning their career choices. The prosecution was about to serve their most devastating evidence yet. And honey, the internet was not ready for this level of real-life drama. So we're in the final stretch of this trial that has literally broken the internet multiple times over, and the prosecution brings out their ace in the hole. Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend who basically became the spokesperson for everyone who'd allegedly been victimized by this man. Her 4 days of testimony detailed an 11-and-a-half-year relationship that was basically a horror movie disguised as a celebrity romance. Now, while Cassie's testimony was primarily about her own experiences, it provided this absolutely chilling blueprint for how Diddy allegedly operated methods that prosecutors argued had been used against multiple victims, including our boy Justin. She detailed being forced into these freak-offs, basically drug-fueled sexual encounters with male escorts, while Diddy watched and filmed everything. The level of control and manipulation she described was giving full dystopian nightmare vibes. But what really connected to the Bieber situation was how she described Diddy's methods of control. She talked about how he controlled every aspect of her career, literally tracked her movements when she tried to leave, creating this inescapable web of dependency and fear. Sound familiar? Because this exact pattern was what many people suspected had happened with Justin. The courtroom literally went silent when they showed that infamous 2016 hotel surveillance footage. The video showed Diddy hitting, kicking, and dragging Cassie Cassie through a hotel hallway, and honestly, watching it was like seeing every worst fear about toxic relationships play out in real time. This wasn't just domestic violence. This was a demonstration of complete power and control. Dawn Richard, another witness and former member of Danity Kane, came through with corroborating testimony that was absolutely devastating. She testified about witnessing Diddy attack Cassie multiple times, including one incident where he literally filmed himself beating her while she was on the ground. The fact that he recorded these attacks, that's not just abuse, that's creating blackmail material, which is exactly what prosecutors argued he did to maintain control over his victims. But the most bone-chilling part of Dawn's testimony was about the threats made to ensure silence. After witnessing an attack, Diddy literally locked her and another witness in a room and said, "Where he comes from, people go missing if they say things like that." That's not just intimidation, that's straight-up mafia-level threatening, and it explained why so many people had stayed silent for so long. The prosecution then made their move, drawing explicit connections between this established pattern and what allegedly happened to Justin. They argued that the same playbook control, manipulation, recording compromising material, threats to ensure silence, had been used against the young pop star when he was most vulnerable. And honestly, the behavioral evidence was overwhelming. The financial control aspect was equally disturbing. In January 2023, Bieber sold his entire music catalog for over $200 million, which experts testified was highly unusual for such a young artist. They argued this could indicate ongoing financial manipulation or the need to pay off debts related to his alleged experiences. But Justin's camp hit back hard. Justin's representatives issued this statement denying he was a victim. Although Justin is not among Sean Combs' victims, there are individuals who were genuinely harmed by him. Shifting focus away from this reality detracts from the justice these victims rightfully deserve. However, many observers noted that this denial felt strategic. Legal experts pointed out that such statements are common among abuse survivors, especially those who've been subjected to years of systematic intimidation. The fact that the statement emphasized focusing on other victims while denying Justin's victimhood struck many as a way to protect Justin while still supporting the case. The trial's climax came with the physical evidence from Diddy's properties. Homeland Security agent Yasin Binda testified about raiding Diddy's hotel suite and finding what was basically a drug-fueled nightmare setup: baby oil, lubricants, ketamine, MDMA, and equipment that corroborated witness testimonies about the alleged freak-offs. This wasn't circumstantial evidence. This was literal proof of the infrastructure needed to carry out the alleged crimes. The internet's reaction was absolutely unhinged. Twitter was a constant stream of trending topics. TikTok was flooded with analysis videos, and Instagram was full of infographics breaking down the timeline. Content creators were working around the clock to process and explain the testimony, and honestly, many of them were struggling with the sheer magnitude of what had been revealed. For Justin specifically, reports suggested he was focused on his new role as a father to baby Jack, born in August 2024, and was trying to stay in a happy bubble away from all the drama. The fact that he was actively avoiding engagement with the trial proceedings spoke to just how much this whole situation had affected him. Regardless of the verdict in Diddy's case, one thing is crystal clear: the relationship between Justin Bieber and Sean "Diddy" Combs will never be viewed the same way again. What had once looked like a heartwarming mentorship story had been reframed as a potentially traumatic experience that had lasting effects on a young person's life. The case has revealed that behind the glamour and success of the entertainment industry, there are allegedly predators who use their power to exploit the dreams and vulnerabilities of young artists. It was a stark reminder that fame and fortune often came with hidden costs that the public never saw. If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.
I'm such a logistical thinker. I'm like, it makes me just so annoyed that I'm like, one of these days, I swear to God, I'm gonna get out of the car with a baseball bat and I'm going to like destroy their...
Hailey Bieber has had enough, and this time, it looks like the drama is coming straight from inside her own home. Fans are convinced she called out Justin after he was caught, again, liking photos tied to Selena Gomez. Whether it was a slip, a habit, or something more, the internet is reading everything into it. The tea that broke the internet. The most chaotic love triangle since the Bermuda Triangle is back with a vengeance. And trust me, you are not ready for this drama. So here's the sitch. Justin Bieber, world-famous pop icon and certified bad boy, was caught red-handed double-tapping on his ex Selena Gomez's Instagram photos. I'm not talking about an accidental tap either. Homeboy was out here liking multiple pics, And naturally, his wife Hailey Bieber is absolutely losing it. Before we get into the pure chaos that's unfolding, let's rewind for the girlies and besties who might need a refresher on this iconic trio. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez were the power couple of the 2010s, serving up relationship goals for nearly 8 years with their on-again, off-again romance from 2010 to 2018. Their relationship was a roller coaster that had fans completely invested, creating the iconic Jelena ship that dominated every corner of Stan Twitter. But plot twist. After their final split in March 2018, Justin pulled the most chaotic rebrand by proposing to model Hailey Baldwin, now Bieber, in July, and then speedrunning to the altar by September of that same year. The whiplash-inducing timeline left Jelena shippers in absolute shambles and sparked endless conspiracy theories about what really went down. Fast forward to the present day, and it seems like Justin might be experiencing some serious FOMO, fear of missing X, because Sis was caught creeping on Selena's Instagram, leaving digital footprints all over her page. The timing is especially yikes considering Selena announced her engagement to music producer Benny Blanco in December 2024, while Hailey is reportedly pregnant with Justin's child. Talk about messy! According to multiple sources with receipts, Justin wasn't just casually scrolling. He was actively engaging with Selena's content, liking photos from both recent posts and some throwbacks. Eagle-eyed fans spotted the likes, and within hours, screenshots were circulating faster than free merch at a MrBeast giveaway. According to the Daily Mail, this isn't just random behavior. Justin apparently felt a sting when hearing about Selena's engagement to Benny Blanco. The source claimed he sees it as the end of an era, which honestly, major red flag energy for someone who's been married for over 6 years and has a baby on the way. Let's not forget that Justin has always been pretty transparent about his feelings for Selena. In this interview, he straight up called her his first real love.
She was your first real love,
First
right?
real love, yeah.
How hard was it to get over that?
It was really tough. I don't know if I'm still over it yet. I think that I'm definitely like in another place, and I think we've definitely went our separate ways, and I love her and I want her to be awesome, but there's things that remind me of her, and yeah, it's my first real love.
Did you catch that part where he literally said, "I don't know if I'm still over it yet? Sir, this is a Wendy's and you are a married man." No wonder Hailey is absolutely fuming right now. In another interview that has not aged well at all, Justin doubled down on his feelings for Selena.
She's someone I love dearly, dude, and I'm never gonna stop loving her. I'm never gonna stop checking in on her. I don't think relationships, if you end a relationship, you should end that, unless it was super toxic and you guys were hurting each other physically or mentally, but we always respected each other, and we still respect each other.
"I'm never gonna stop loving her" is truly wild to say publicly when you've got a whole wife at home. Like, imagine being Hailey and hearing your husband say that about his ex. I would be booking a consultation with divorce attorneys expeditiously. And in yet another interview, this man really cannot help himself. When asked about the highlight of his teenage years, Justin said,
I'm assuming that one day you're gonna be a dad, right?
Yep.
So picture this, we got either Justin Jr. sitting on your lap or little Justine sitting on your lap.
Yep.
When they say, "Dad, what was the best part about your teenage years?" What would you say?
I would say best part of the teenage years, probably my relationship with my ex-girlfriend.
The way social media exploded after Justin's likes were discovered was absolutely next level. Stan Twitter went into complete meltdown mode, with #JustinLikesSelena and #HaileyDeservesBetter trending worldwide within hours. At Forever Taj on X tweeted, "Justin Bieber liking Selena's posts while his wife is pregnant is actually sending me. This man has zero self-awareness and I am living for the chaos." This tweet alone racked up over 100K likes, showing just how invested the internet is in this mess. Another user at Layla Halia didn't hold back. "The way Justin Bieber is out here embarrassing his wife again, like, sir, your pregnant wife is at home and you're thirsting over your ex? Make it make sense." Reddit was an absolute battlefield of opinions. On our Hailey Baldwin snark, a thread titled, "Justin caught in 4K liking Selena's pics. Hailey in shambles" blew up with hundreds of comments dissecting every angle of this drama. One top comment with over 180 upvotes read, "He's a narcissist who can't handle seeing Selena happy with someone else. The way he's publicly disrespecting Hailey is beyond cruel." Another highly upvoted comment claimed that Justin is egocentric. Angry Selena said yes to Benny, but no to him. Wanted Selena back. Hailey was backup. And honestly, the vibes are immaculate, but the take might be accurate based on Justin's behavior patterns. The internet detectives weren't playing around either. Some fans dug up evidence suggesting this isn't Justin's first rodeo when it comes to keeping tabs on Selena. According to these sleuths, Justin has been monitoring Selena's social media for years, potentially using burner accounts to stay updated on her life without drawing attention. This behavior behavior tracks with what Justin has admitted in interviews, that he checks in on Selena and still cares about her. It's one thing to wish an ex well from a distance, but actively engaging with their content when you're married? Major yikes energy. What makes this situation even spicier is how it connects to a larger pattern of Justin seemingly not being able to let go of Selena. According to a Reddit post with nearly 100 upvotes, Justin has historically acted weird when Selena had new partners, shaded The Weeknd, Zayn, became cool with Charlie Puth. This suggests that his current behavior isn't an isolated incident, but part of a consistent pattern of jealousy whenever Selena moves on. But the real question is, how is Hailey handling this public humiliation? According to insiders, she's absolutely livid, and who can blame her? Finding out your husband is liking his ex's pics is bad enough, but having the entire internet witness it, that's a whole different level of mortification. Hailey's clapback and the secret obsession. We just covered Justin's social media antics, but now let's talk about how Hailey is handling being publicly disrespected by her husband, and trust me, she is not holding back. According to multiple sources with connections to the couple, Hailey went absolutely nuclear when she discovered Justin's Instagram activity. One insider described her as blindsided and betrayed by her husband's very public display of interest in his ex. Another claimed that when confronted, Justin tried to play it off as no big deal, which only escalated the situation into what they called the most explosive argument of their marriage. But to fully understand why Hailey is reacting so intensely, we need to explore some tea that even casual followers of this drama might not know. Specifically, the alleged lengths Hailey went to in order to secure her position as Mrs. Bieber in the first place. Let's rewind to the beginning. According to a viral YouTube video, Hailey first encountered Justin backstage at the Today Show in 2009, when she was just a 13-year-old fan being introduced by her actor father, Stephen Baldwin.
My daughter Hailey.
This seemingly innocent first meeting was just the beginning of what some fans describe as a years-long campaign by Hailey to win Justin's heart. According to a former Justin Bieber superfan named Dana, who posted a revealing video, Hailey was allegedly DMing fan accounts to track Justin's whereabouts.
Above that, and you're gonna have to take my word for this one because I don't have it, but she said, "What hotel is Justin staying at? Kylie and I want to know."
Dana goes on to claim that Hailey would use this information to strategically bump into Justin in public places.
We would give her that info because she would say she would either stay at that hotel or she would eat at that hotel or do whatever at that hotel so she could bump into him.
According to this video, these coincidental encounters continued for years, with Hailey allegedly following Justin to events and even booking rooms at hotels where he was staying. There's even a claim that in 2012, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez would enjoy a date night together, where they would eat sushi and go to the movie theater. However, paparazzi photos and videos would reveal that none other than Hailey Baldwin was following them around on their date, keeping an eye on Justin. If these allegations have any truth to them, they paint a picture of someone who was obsessed with Justin long before they got together. Someone who methodically positioned herself to be available whenever things went south with Selena. Dana also claims that Hailey's fan behavior extended to participating in group projects from the Belieber community. After Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez released a lip-sync video to Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe, Dana and several other Justin Bieber superfans recreated it with none other than Hailey Baldwin, sending Dana a clip of herself to include in the fan recreation. Considering this backstory, Hailey's current reaction takes on additional layers. It's not just the humiliation of having your husband publicly showing interest in his ex. It's the fear that everything she allegedly worked for over years could be slipping away. This dynamic hasn't escaped the notice of online commentators. On Reddit, one particularly savage comment stated, "Hailey was lurking, waited for opportunity, rebound proposal after Selena dumped him." Another user wrote, "If Hailey was option, Justin wouldn't stop talking to her, ran to Selena first, Hailey runner-up." These comments reflect a widespread perception that Hailey was always the plan B, a narrative that's particularly painful when Justin's behavior seems to reinforce it. To her credit, Hailey has attempted to address these rumors directly. In September 2022, she appeared on the Call Her Daddy podcast and strongly denied any overlap between her relationship with Justin and his relationship with Selena.
When him and I ever started hooking up or anything of that sort, he was not ever in a relationship, ever, at any point. I would never, it's not my character to mess with someone's relationship. I would just never do that. I was raised better than that. I'm not interested in doing that, and I never was. Like, I can say, period, point blank, I was never with him when he was in a relationship with him.
Despite these denials, the timeline has always raised eyebrows among skeptics. Justin and Selena had their final breakup in March 2018, and by July 2018, Justin had proposed to Hailey. Their courthouse wedding followed in September 2018, a timeline that many find suspiciously compressed. What makes the current situation even more complex are the allegations that Hailey has consistently mimicked Selena's style and career moves over the years. According to the YouTube video, there are numerous instances where Hailey posted photos shortly after Selena wearing nearly identical outfits, sometimes within 24 hours of Selena's posts. The video even claims that, on June 4, 2015, Selena Gomez would be spotted with a new tattoo behind her ear. This tattoo is just the letter G and is supposedly a tribute to her baby sister Gracie. However, on June 16th, just 12 days later, Hailey Baldwin would be spotted sporting an almost identical G tattoo in the same exact location as Selena's. While Hailey explained that her tattoo was for her pastor's daughter Georgia, the timing and placement raised eyebrows. This pattern reportedly extended to business ventures as well. Hailey's cooking show, What's in My Kitchen, was criticized for its striking similarities to Selena's cooking show, Selena Plus Chef, that debuted 2 years earlier, with both shows featuring similar formats, camera techniques, and even matching introductions. With all of this background context, Hailey's fury over Justin's social media activity makes complete sense. If she has indeed spent years trying to establish herself as Justin's priority over Selena, seeing him publicly engage with his ex's content would be a devastating blow. According to sources close to Hailey, she's not just upset, she's taking serious action. Insiders claim she has directly confronted Justin about his behavior, demanding not just an explanation, but also that he publicly acknowledge the inappropriate nature of his actions and recommit to their marriage. Another source reported that Hailey has given Justin an ultimatum: either commit to couples therapy to address his unresolved feelings for Selena, or she will be reevaluating their marriage. This is particularly significant given that they're expecting their first child together. Hailey is reportedly leaning heavily on her close friend Kendall Jenner during this difficult time. Kendall and Hailey have been friends for years, as Justine Skye confirmed in this interview.
Yeah, so we used to do these, like, obviously before the world shut down, we did these annual girl trips.
Who else here? Who's all in the photo?
Where there's Renelle, who's my longtime friend, amazing photographer. There's Hailey, best friend, Kendall, best friend, Bella.
What makes this situation even more awkward is that according to BuzzFeed, Justin and Kendall had a casual dating history before Justin married Hailey, adding yet another layer of complexity to this already messy situation. Kendall has been surprisingly candid about Justin and Hailey's relationship in the past. In April 2020, during an Instagram live session with the couple, she admitted she didn't see their marriage coming. "Honestly, no," she said, adding, "I didn't know. I think I hoped. Obviously, Hales is my lady, my best friend, and I wanted it so bad for both of you. It just makes me really happy." The timing of this latest drama couldn't be worse for the Biebers' marriage, which was already reportedly under strain. Reports from the Daily Mail in March 2025 suggested that Hailey and Justin were experiencing marital woes, and Justin was dealing with anger issues. Multiple tabloids reported that Hailey had unfollowed Justin on social media, though she later broke her silence to address these rumors. Adding fuel to the fire, Hailey's father, Stephen Baldwin, publicly asked people to pray for Justin and Hailey on Instagram, which is never a good sign for a celebrity marriage. Numerous outlets reported that Hailey and Justin have been arriving at and leaving events separately, with some sources claiming they haven't been living together consistently for months. The public nature of Justin's social media activity has only intensified Hailey's humiliation. The hashtag #TeamSelena garnered 1.8 billion views on TikTok, with fans analyzing every aspect of the situation and overwhelmingly siding with Selena in the narrative. Making matters worse, Hailey had recently been making efforts to extend an olive branch to Selena. In January 2025, Daily Mail reported that Hailey had liked posts related to Selena's work, suggesting an attempt to move past the drama. Justin's behavior has effectively undermined these peacemaking efforts, and it's worth noting that media figures like Wendy Williams have been predicting trouble in the Bieber marriage from day one. In July 2018, shortly after their engagement announcement, Williams stated on her show, "I don't think this marriage will last. Look, right after the honeymoon, he's doing a drive-by at Selena's." Later, in September 2018, Williams doubled down, suggesting the marriage might be financially motivated. "I think the Baldwins look at Bieber as a cash cow. I think Stephen Baldwin, Hailey's father, likes to be more relevant again to young people in pop culture, and Bieber is a quick way to do that." By March 2019, Williams was explicitly suggesting Hailey consider divorce due to Justin's mental health struggles, claiming Hailey was too young to be dealing with being Bieber's wife at age 22. With all these factors in play, Hailey's current anger makes perfect sense, but the question remains, how is Selena handling this unexpected attention from her ex? And what does this mean for all three parties moving forward? Selena's unbothered energy and the ultimate fallout. According to multiple sources, Selena is maintaining serious, unbothered queen energy throughout this entire situation. One insider reported that when friends texted Selena about Justin liking her photos, she simply responded with the shrug emoji, apparently unfazed by her ex's digital attention. Selena is in such a good place now with Benny, another source claimed. She sees Justin's behavior as confirmation that she made the right choice in moving on. It's honestly just sad to her that he still seems to be living in the past when they've both clearly moved on to better situations. This calm reaction aligns with Selena's growth over the past few years. She's been transparent about the emotional toll her relationship with Justin took on her mental health, even describing aspects of it as emotionally abusive in a 2020 NPR interview. Her hit song, Lose You to Love Me, released in October 2018, included lyrics like, "In 2 months you replaced us like it was easy," which many interpreted as a direct reference to Justin's whirlwind marriage to Hailey after their breakup. What's particularly ironic about this situation is that it seems to be Justin's reaction to Selena's engagement to Benny Blanco that triggered his social media activity. It's the classic case of someone only wanting what they can't have. Once Selena made it clear she was permanently moving on with the engagement announcement, Justin suddenly couldn't help himself from checking in on her online. The timing couldn't be more awkward, with Selena celebrating her engagement to Benny while Hailey is pregnant with Justin's child. It's created the perfect storm of drama, with Justin seemingly caught between his past and his present, unable to fully commit to either. The online reaction to this situation has been absolutely wild, with social media platforms erupting in hot takes, memes, and passionate debates about all three parties involved. TikTok creators have been having an absolute field day with this drama, creating thousands of videos analyzing Justin's social media activity, Hailey's reaction, and Selena's unbothered response. The hashtags #JustinCaughtLiking and #HaileyDeservesBetter have collectively accumulated over 1 billion views, showing just how invested people are in this celebrity love triangle. Reactions have generally fallen along predictable team lines. Selena's supporters are viewing this as validation that Justin has always regretted losing her and settled for Hailey. One viral tweet with over 300,000 likes read, "Justin Bieber liking Selena's pics while his wife is literally carrying his child is absolutely wild, but also exactly what we all expected from him." Team Hailey fans are rushing to defend her, arguing that Justin's behavior is extremely disrespectful not just to his wife, but to their unborn child as well. However, it's worth noting that public sentiment seems heavily skewed towards Selena in this particular chapter of the saga. The drama has also rekindled debates about the complicated history between these three, especially the allegations about Hailey's supposed obsession with Justin, long before they got together. Reddit threads have exploded with users compiling timelines and evidence of what they see as red flags in the Bieber marriage from the beginning. One popular post titled, "The Receipts Don't Lie, Justin Has Never Been Over Selena," garnered thousands of upvotes and hundreds of comments analyzing everything from old interviews to social media patterns. Celebrity commentators have been careful with their words, while still acknowledging the obvious problems with Justin's behavior. One popular YouTube drama channel with millions of subscribers posted a video titled, "Justin Bieber's Instagram Activity Exposes His True Feelings, Hailey is Livid," that racked up millions of views within the first day. Even mainstream media outlets couldn't resist covering the drama, with headlines like, "Justin Bieber's social media activity raises eyebrows as wife Hailey confronts him over Selena Gomez likes," appearing across various publications. What makes this situation particularly fascinating is how it reflects broader patterns in celebrity culture and relationships. The parasocial connections fans form with celebrities, the way social media amplifies even the smallest actions, and the public's continued investment in celebrity love lives have all contributed to making this one of the most discussed celebrity dynamics of the decade. A key difference in this phase of the drama compared to previous chapters is that Justin is now at the center of the controversy, rather than being caught between two women. In the past, much of the tension was portrayed as being between Hailey and Selena, with fans pitting the two against each other while Justin remained somewhat above the fray. Now Justin's own actions have directly caused the drama, shifting the narrative significantly. This change has led some commentators to speculate that Justin is deliberately stirring up controversy to remain relevant or distract from other issues. Others suggest he's genuinely struggling with unresolved feelings and acting impulsively, without considering the consequences for his marriage. According to various blind items, which should always be taken with a healthy dose of skepticism, Hailey is considering temporarily staying with her parents to get some space from Justin. Other rumors suggest she's spoken with attorneys to understand her options, though there's no confirmation that she's actually planning to file for divorce. Meanwhile, Selena is reportedly being supported by her longtime friend Taylor Swift, who has always been protective of Selena throughout the Justin saga. In a 2020 interview with the Wall Street Journal, Taylor made her loyalty clear. "I knew from when I met her I would always have her back. In my life, I have the ability to forgive people who have hurt me, but I don't know if I can forgive someone who hurts her." Some fans even believe that Taylor has subtly referenced the Justin-Selena-Hailey dynamic in her music. Her song Question from the Midnight's album includes lyrics like, "Did you leave her house in the middle of the night? Oh, did you?" Justin continues to follow her despite her best efforts to move forward. For Hailey, it's a painful reminder of the insecurities that have reportedly plagued her marriage from the beginning. And for Justin, it suggests an ongoing struggle to fully commit to his present life while still harboring attachments to his past. What do you think? Is Justin's behavior harmless nostalgia or a major red flag? Should Hailey forgive him or show him the door? And is Selena truly unbothered or secretly satisfied that her ex clearly isn't over her? Click on any of the cards showing on your screen to watch similar content. Until next time, stay messy, besties.